After many years of our current bed configuration, we decided to go with an L-shaped configuration. This will allow us to move the refrigerator over under the window and create a new shelving system in the front of the camper and give us more room getting up and getting dressed. I'll also be cleaning up 12-volt wiring a little bit, adding a max air exhaust fan and adding an external connection for solar panels. I'm going to do a short video here on replacing these semi-adjustable trailer stabilizers to some that are fully adjustable, and I don't have to put spacers and things underneath it. So I'm using these large, extra large RV scissor jacks, which are 26 inches, I think, 25.5 inches. So I'm going to mount them right here to the frame. I've already checked the clearance. They're going to be higher than this when retracted, or about the same height, but closer to the wheel. And they won't stick out any further than my hitch does here. So I've already looked at it at the campsite and it looks like it's going to work out good. These came with these brackets on here that are like this, and that's not going to work. They need to be vertical, so I am pulling them off and straightening them out, and then I'll cut the top off right there underneath that blue tape, and then these will mount straight up. Then I'll drill some holes in the frame and use self-tapping screws on both sides to hold it in place. Sealing the holes up with sealant, of course, when I put the screws in. And that should make it a little easier for setup. I used to run these jacks on the front to level out the front and the back, but I've found with this small trailer that's not really needed. So I just need the stabilizers in the back, and then I'll use this arc jack in the front, which is heavy enough and it doesn't let the trailer wobble. So, yep, I'm now using my vise to flatten these out best I can, and then I'll drill some holes. I've already started on this one. I drilled one hole right there, and I'll do another one over here on this side, and then put the jacks back together, raise them up, and drill holes in the frame. Fun times. Well, one down, 3 to go. Had to buy a new vise because the old one broke it. Turned out really well, and with the 24-inch reach on them, I can reach the ground even if it's very unlevel. And it does support the trailer real good. So I'm happy with this project. All right, it's time to redo the trailer, as you see a lot of Runaway owners do. Change configurations up to make it work better for them. So we pulled the bed out. We're going to take all this framing apart and get down to the bare floor again. That fridge is going to move over to the window over here, in theory. We're going to have one single bed across the back of the trailer here, and then another one stretching up across in front of that door. I'll build a set of shelves. The idea is to build a set of shelves underneath the air conditioner unit. This will hopefully give us a little bit more floor space. Fix it so we don't have to crawl over each other as we have to get up in the middle of the night for whatever reason. And it'll move the refrigerator over the axles, taking some tongue weight off the front of the trailer and allowing us to open the refrigerator cooler top all the way. Right now it only opens up a little bit more than it is now because it hits the air conditioning unit. So Yep. And I'm going to revamp the electrical system a little bit so it's a little nicer. Plan to also add a max air fan in the front. So stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. So, tear down's almost finished. I'm going to rewire because I'm going to put the refrigerator cooler over on that wall by that door. It's probably going to cover from the door to the edge of Katrina's bed, which will go across like the other bed did.
Right here.
Only it's not going to be, it's only going to be a single. And then my bed is going to go right here. We won't be using this door for getting in and out, just getting stuff underneath. And then I'll redo all the electrical wiring and stuff over here, get it squared away and looking nice. I'm going to put a max fan right here to help ventilate when we're not using the air conditioner. Open the windows, turn the max fan on. Max fan is exhaust, it'll suck air out of the camper and bring it in through the windows. In theory. So, see what happens. Alright, so I put my wiring out. I'll redo some of that. Where that blue tape is, I forgot to record this. There was a hole there. So I put some foam sealant inside that hole. And right here is where I'm going to put this max air fan. And there's the outside where I had my old cover where my solar came out. Well, now right here is where that max air exhaust fan is going to be. Then I'm going to put me a solar outlet right down there by the 120 shore power plug. So that's where we're at now. Right now it's just a big old mess. Waiting for stuff to come in. I got the fan and I got the hole saw to cut the hole for the fan. But I don't have the sealant yet, so I don't want a big old hole in my trailer until I can put everything in place. With the anxiety of cutting a hole, a very large hole in my camper, I neglected to film any of the cutting or install process. All that's left to do is stain it, put it together. Drill a hole right there, put my fan in. Yeah, we'll be ready to go. I think so. We're getting there. Well, got a little involved in working and forgot to film stuff. But here's where we're at so far. So we got the long cot in the back going across one way, and then got that cot going across that way for space. Got the beds in an L shape using a cot, and since it was too long for the other side, we made a framing out of PVC. We put slats across the top of it, same height as the cot. Moved our fridge over here. And built us some shelving over there. And right up there on top, on the other side, we installed the max fan. Right there on the other top is where our power station sits. In my case, currently it's an EcoFlow 720. So here's our current configuration now. The L-shaped pattern we talked about. And there's the fridge, and a little walkway between the fridge and the bed, and the pillow. We left those 4 cubby boxes. That's our drawer system for our clothing. And then the shelf above it, that's the same. That lower left below the fire extinguisher, there's the new shelving that was built. It goes across over behind my head of that pillow. And underneath the bed here is where we store our awning walls and awning poles and accessories. More shelving up underneath here and behind here. Underneath here is a 12-volt accessory outlet I've added, and that's also the junction box where all the 12-volt wiring coming into the trailer tie in. And then up on the wall here is the max fan, the fuse box, which ties in all my 12-volt to the in the trailer. The fan, the max fan, DC outlet, the accessory plug I just showed you. Rock lights is the lights underneath the trailer. Refrigerator, amber lights are our porch lights outside, and then the interior lights. The way it all ties in now is similar to before, but I got a nicer shelf now for the EcoFlow. That unit right there plugs into the EcoFlow, and it feeds 12 volts to that fuse box, which powers everything in the trailer. And then that right there plugs into the EcoFlow, which provides power to charge the EcoFlow when we're plugged into shore power. And that plug right there also plugs into the side of the EcoFlow. And it will provide 12-volt charging from the tow vehicle going down the road. And then when we're camped and don't have shore power, it will be providing solar, which hooks up right there on the outside. Here's another view from the back side. And here's the other side of the trailer. Like I said, those cubby boxes are the same we've had before. All we've done is add this shelving here under the AC unit. Now we got a place to put our shoes and stuff like that. And then here's our refrigerator and the space between the beds. What that allows us both to sit up in bed and get dressed without crawling over each other. And we still have storage up underneath the bed. Access from inside. And that's pretty much it. We'll see how this works out for us down the road. Thanks for watching. And y'all come run away with us on our future adventures.